Hey, welcome to the Friday show where we're doing the members' choice for our bills. For those that don't know, we each picked 3 kits out of our stash, and the channel members got to pick which one we did, or which one we're doing. So I am doing this one. And what are you working on, Gary?
This Konishi Kyofu. Very nice too.
Bless you.
Thank you so much. That's been bothering me all week.
And Tim?
I'm painting a dragon.
Ooh, it's looking good. And what about you, Nodge?
I'm doing a bloody big bomber, B-47E Stratojet. 70 seconds ago. How's it going?
Nice. You were telling me about something you got to try and figure out today, John.
Yes.
On that.
Okay, let's have a look.
Gary, you'll love this.
Well, a big bomber, a daddy bomber, and a baby bomber who love each other very much.
Very much. Yeah. Right. So, instrucciones clearly say, here we go. Get flight deck together, 2 halves, with the fuselage together, and go forward to step 12. Oh, all right. So it's basically bomb bay in the middle, wheel wells either side. Before the bomb bay goes in, it doesn't say, but oh yeah, it does. Fix 32, 33 first, and then you fix a bomb bay. Right.
Okay.
So looking at that, 2 wheel wells. Oh, and a bomb bay. Right. So, oh god. Okay. So if I put, let's see, that one would be there. So I can finagle that one in there and persuade it to sort of fit in there. Ah, for God's sake. Maybe not. Anyway. Is that the one? No, that's the one because it's on an angle. Right. Let's try that. Take 2. Oh, for God's sake. Right. So I can sort of get that to fit in there. Coax it in. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Bastard. There we go. Anyway, get the idea. Then I got to fit this thing. Now it's longer than the bomb bay itself, so you got to sort of slide it in one side and then the other. But if I put it in, yeah, I've got to be able to pull it back out into that recess on the side there, and without being able to get it from either side and the things you've just installed, it'd be near on impossible, I think. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, is trying to work out how the hell they expect me to do that.
Would you not drill holes in the top corners at each end and then just put a piece of thread through so that you just pull it with thread, and when you're finished, pull the thread back out?
Yeah, so that was my plan. So those 2 lines there, you've got vertical slots that hold these bombs. Right.
Yeah.
So I was going to, drill holes in those bits, fishing wire through there, make a knot, and then just try to use that to sort of pull it forward with a lot of harumph and stuff like that, and try to get that all happening. So that's what I'm going to do today. I really think, in retrospect, as you said, Mikey, well, why didn't you fit it before you did 2 fuselage halves together? And I think I should just be better at scale modelling. So anyway, there's that. So I'll be doing that, but trying to get it, it doesn't fit so well. Nearly there, but you get the idea.
But you got to have one struggle in a model, haven't you?
I'm sorry?
You got to have one struggle in a kit, haven't you?
Well,
This
one I had 3. So I oh God's sake. Right. Anyway, I shall be doing that.
You're enjoying this, John, I can tell.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, should we crack on with the chat? Oh, Paul's become a channel member. Thank you, Paul.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good man. Well on you. Oh, Bob's here first back again with being this early is I fall asleep before the start. So do we. Bob,
Exactly.
so do we. That's why we need that bugle music to wake us up. In fact,
And a lot of coffee.
Which bugle music? Mwah, 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 mwah.
yeah.
That's the end of the stream.
David of the Valleys says, "Lol, Bob. Good morning, and hope you are well, mate."
Tiff says, I'll do the Jackie Lambie one again. Good morning, all. It's Friday, which means Members' Choice Build Day. Please don't forget to hit that button on your way in. Cheers.
David says, got to pop out shortly. Take Helen down to her friends. We'll be back. Awesome.
Cool. Jeff says, "G'day, everybody. Hope you're all well." G'day,
Hi,
Jeffrey.
Jeff.
Oh,
See you, mate.
GM says, "Greetings, space cadets and glue wranglers, parts manglers."
hello.
Patrick says, G'day all to the panel and chat.
Hello.
G'day, Patrick.
Joe, good morning, afternoon, evening to all. Just dumped the worst coffee I've ever had and ordered a new coffee maker on Amazon. Hope it's not my BBC cup. Oh, no.
Okay. I'd like to know what brand you chose there. 'Cause I wonder if it's worse than Folgers. Let's find out.
Steve Foreman says, "Hello, everyone." Hi.
Hello, Steve.
GM says, the panel are in. The 4 musketeers of plastic mangling.
Yeah, Joe says, all great choices. Love the kit. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Paul says, evening all.
Hi, Paul. Paul says, "Rejoin because I'm not driving anywhere." Very sensible.
Okay.
Joe says, yes, bad coffee. I don't know, so I ordered a new one. It's been awful the last 2 days.
You got to stop reusing the same coffee.
Yeah.
He says it was the McDonald's brew that was delicious 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
I don't mind the McDonald's coffee, the filtered stuff. It's not bad. It's consistent, generally, up till today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's the chat. Caught up with.
So I also need to decide. See, I can avoid all this Bombay and wheelbase stuff if I decide to have everything sort of buttoned up and flying and hanging.
Well, it's going to be hanging anyway, isn't it? So you could always just put Bombay in and have the Bombay open.
Yeah, unfortunately, it only comes with conventional bombs. I wouldn't mind a Dirty Great Nuke sitting in it just to remind us how awful those times were.
Yeah. Paul says, good afternoon, troops. Hello.
Because there's not much detail, I must admit. It's not the model's fault. It's the aircraft itself is quite benign, in my opinion.
Benign, 9.5.
6-7. Oh dear, I'll see myself out.
Bob says, Joe, trying to replace a bad coffee maker with one from Scamazon. What could possibly go wrong?
Scamazon.
What was to do? Where did I get up to?
Yeah, so that mystery thing we're talking about in the early hours for you, Mikey.
Yes.
All right, I purchased 2 of them, so they should be on the way. I'll forward one to you when I get it.
Oh, thank you, buddy. How much do I owe you?
Don't know. 10. It's £10 for the product, and I'll free postage, of course. But it's such a small amount, I wouldn't bother.
You sure? That's very kind of you, buddy.
Yeah. Give it a couple of weeks, I'll change my mind. Police you for all you got.
Paul says, our survey says. 6 liter 550 horsepower engines seem like a good idea at $1.20 a liter, but now at $2.20, rethinking my choices.
$2.20. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's because diesel at the moment is it's over $3 here, so you're doing pretty well. I guess you're on 98.
It's just started going over. It's just gone over $4 here in the UK.
Yeah, it's insane. There's an easy way out of this, but no politics.
GM says Bobby was thinking the same thing. I don't brabazon to suspect. It's all right as long as you read the reviews and things before you order.
I don't mind Amazon per se.
It's just some of the sellers on there are dodgy. So as long as you check the comments and stuff like that on it, generally you're okay.
Yeah. So the thing I bought for you today, I was on eBay for the second time in my life, and I was I was biting the seat as I was doing it because I have no trust in that format either.
To be fair, neither do I. Oh, hang on, I'm looking at this the wrong way.
Crikey, blimey.
Paul says, last night I got most of the camouflage painted on the Trump to 1350 of the HMS Belfast 1942 model kit hull. Excellent. Well done.
Awesome.
Joe says, I know, Bob, but I must have my good coffee or become my usual a-hole self. I don't have much of a selection in South Mississippi. Mississippi. Mrs. M, Mrs. I, Mrs. S, S, I.
I've never heard Mississippi sound so Russian before. Mississippi.
Bob says, Gem, their search engine for stuff is so bad. Tried looking for a BA15S light bulb. Kept giving me BA15D. Wow. The horror. Paul says, John, the easy way out is to run our cars on booze.
Well, that's one way to get rid of this stuff. Yeah.
How dare you be sacrilegious? Jem says, Macca's coffee, one small cup, and my heart starts pounding in my chest. I have no idea how much things are in the mix. Yeah.
Oh, it's because you love it so much. Okay. Oh, I'm doing it again. It's not working because the square one doesn't go at the back. Try that again.
Were you putting it on the wrong way, John?
Oh, cripes. Right. Now let's try the back one. Oh, yeah, straight in. Yeah, the struggle is not real. It's just me. Okay. Paul says the other day he took a trip to London to visit my great uncle's ship HMS Belfast. She is looking beautiful.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Saw a video today of a OPV in Ireland reverse into the side of a canal.
Oh.
Which is pretty funny. It's always funny when ships hit things. I don't know why I giggle. Well, sorry, I should say hit things and no one gets hurt. It's not funny when the Melbourne cuts the USS Evans.
You were the one cheering for the iceberg, weren't you, in the cinema?
Yeah. Like the ship's gonna zag. Get your head in front of him.
Gino says, hello to all in the panel and to all in chat. Hello, Gino. How are you doing, buddy?
Oh, yeah. Bombay doors have no... I've got rivet detail, but... That's, not much there.
Paul Price says, go iceberg, go.
That's it.
Oh, what am I doing? Let's open the beer and enjoy modelling more.
it is. Right, which way does this go? GM says, Bobby, are there alternate light globes? Oh, crap. What the hell? Bob says, didn't Captain Smith say, bring me a gin and tonic with plenty of ice? Probably. Well, that was short-lived. Ah, there it is.
What, the ship? Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah. Joe says, should be better tomorrow. We are having an annual neighborhood crawfish boil, and we're also unveiling our new margarita machine, which apparently will increase our yearly dues. Ooh,
Oh, this is the golf club, is it?
must be. Paul says 4x, John. Really? Come on, life choices.
Right. So, what if I told you it was free? So this is half a slab left behind at my the hotel where my wife works as a housekeeping supervisor.
So what you're saying is you've been minesweeping.
Oh, I'm a cheap bastard. Yes.
I remember going for work's Christmas party one night around Chester, and one of the lads, he was minesweeping all night, and how we ended up, making it home safely, I don't know, because he was just every time somebody left their drink on a table, he was just going down it, whether it's vodka, wine, lager, whiskey, whatever. It's like, dude, what are you doing? You're gonna get your head kicked in, because there's like people putting their full pint down and stuff like that. To turn and then just turning round for that to talk to the mates and stuff, and he'd just nick the drink and walk as he was walking past.
Yeah, my mate Ozzy did that. On we'd gotten back from Eden, like to what was it? I think it was we were de-ammunitioning in Eden.
Yeah,
and got back to Sydney. We went to the pub at the end of the wharf, and that turned into a bloody mess. He's like, oh, yeah, no, one more drink for the road. And he goes in there and he comes back out with like 2 pints. And I'm like, yeah, cool. We neck that. And then these 3 dudes come out. And I'm like, oh, fuck, what have you done? And he's like, your mate just, stole our bloody drinks. And I'm like, oh, all right. Well, he's going to buy you another round and he's going to say sorry. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yes, you fucking are.
TVG says, hi, everyone. Yeah. Some people do stupid stuff, don't they, when they're drunk?
Yeah. Well, my mistake was just trusting my mate. If someone comes out and gives me a pint, I'm going to drink it. I'm not going to assume he stole it.
Yeah. Paul says, if it was free, that's all right.
Yeah. Oh, Joe says it's not the golf club; it's a neighborhood association.
See, that's not something we have over here. Well, Gary might have in his gated community, but yeah. But you've got to keep the chauffeur and the butler in somehow, haven't you?
Do you do just the crawfish boil, or do you have the whole sausages and all that stuff in there as well?
Banjos and guitars.
Oh,
straw hats.
Okay,
I
don't think I need to drill holes in the roof of this to get it in, because where the doors go, there's holes.
Ah, that's
so
handy.
I'll just drop them down either side and go, hang it. I've already sort of wrecked that, so I can glue that again later.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I mean, what's a bloody point? If I haven't decided, because it's not a very interesting aircraft in flight. I guess is it more interesting or less interesting if it's got the gear down? Because there's not much detail to the gear.
I think if you've got the Bombay open, it's going to be interesting anyway. Especially once you've weathered it and things. Paul says, instead of the title of the film, Sink the Bismarck, they should have done Sink the Titanic. Hobbit Time says, hi, guys. I think Sink the Bismarck is one of those films where, especially in British culture, it's sort of acceptable to cheer for the ship to get destroyed.
Oh, no. I think it's good for the entire world that ship was ended.
Hobbit Time says, hi, guys. Deja vu there. Paul says, John, my last drunk purchase was a blue meanie.
All I know about blue meanies is the baddies in Yellow Submarine. No, I don't know.
Yes, your blueness. What? I mean, no, your blueness.
Duke says, good day, all you beautiful people. Hello, Duke.
Oh.
I think also aren't blue meanies like a psychedelic kind of mushroom or something?
Don't know.
Ooh,
Wasn't there?
Is that a confession from Paul?
I'm not sure. I might be lying.
Joe says, all of it, Timmer. Sausage, winnies, corn, potatoes, beer, booze, all the stuff, old farts. Need to have fun. No drugs, though. Sorry.
Yeah. I've only had a boil like that once. So one of my old mates that I play gridiron with, because a lot of them were older dudes, like cops and stuff like that. And generally, if you have one interest in American stuff, you've got a couple. And so he had a trailer that he'd converted into a smoker, and he had a like a propane running boiler, so he could do like big seafood boils and stuff, and put all the seasoning and fixings and sausage and all that stuff in there.
Yeah.
And end of season he'd always do like a big boil, and so good.
So, what do you call your neighbourhood association, Joe? Is it the Impacted Colon?
Dude.
Oh,
TBD says, it'll be really interesting with the wings on backwards and upside down notch.
you know what? I'm going to do that for you right now because I can. Let's have a look. Right. These are big wings.
That's the... Oh, hang on. I'll be back in a sec.
Right. Ooh, I'll tell you what, it probably looks better the other way around. There we go. Hooray. It's sort of weird, isn't it?
It's kind of cool looking.
Let's go the normal way around. It still looks weird. That way. Still bloody big. Somewhat elegant, though, must say. Yeah, these wings would have swept a lot. They would have had a lot of flex in them, So you'd be watching the guy at the back here is a pilot. You'd be watching the wings sort of do that. It's like being on a Dreamliner, watching the wings flex. It's always fun.
Went down a bit of a YouTube rabbit hole over the last 2 days.
Yes.
I've got a bit of the hobby bug. Like I've found something I think that has piqued my interest.
Right.
So I'm thinking of picking up a helicopter. Specifically a geez, what is it? AH-17, I think, the Cobra.
Ah, okay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Cobra
they're
or
cool. What are you thinking? What? I think it's a 30 seconds go on, ICM from memory.
So I think the one I'm looking at is probably the Academy one.
Right.
Either that or the ICM Blackhawk, which also looks good. But yeah, I sort of went down a little bit of a hole of videos and stuff because helicopters seem like a really cool challenge, and there's heaps of opportunity to do a lot of scratch build and stuff like that to like really pad out, wiring harnesses and rope lines and all sorts, depending on what it is. So yeah, that might be an interesting one, and try and push my my scratch building skills.
So have we expanded your horizons a bit, have we, Tim?
Yeah, I think so.
Delve more into it.
I think so. The other thing that I like initially I was looking for is I wanted something that I can pick up, like an enamel or a acrylic lacquer, and use like a different type of paint, rather than just my normal water-based acrylics and stuff. Because when it gets to the weathering, which I really enjoy, the coats and stuff aren't like particularly my gloss coats and things, they don't stand up to spirits and rubbing and things like that. And I tend to eat through like the clear coat or something if I'm doing that. So using some harder wearing paints and stuff would be good. So I didn't want anything too complex because I'm going to have to buy new paint. And doing something like the like a chopper, it's pretty much all light gray and dark gray on top, or say the Blackhawk that SOCOM uses is actually black. So so it's cool. So something with like a easy, relatively easy paint job, so that I can try some new stuff, get nice clean hardware and coats down, and push the weathering a little bit, and work on scratch building, extra wiring harnesses and all that sort of stuff. I think would be cool. So that's kind of what I was looking for, and the subject seems interesting.
Sure.
Makes sense to me.
GM says, Bobby, I had LED light in mind. Edison screw globes run hot. Oh, okay, of course. Paul Price says Blue Mini is a VL HDT Commodore. So VL, it's a model Holden Commodore. HDT is Holden Dealer Team. So it's like a, what would you call it? A spicy version. Yeah. I don't know. It's like the GT version of a standard Commodore. They go like the clappers.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
In fact,
Really good.
I'll bring up a picture of one to show
you.
Julian says, afternoon all.
And that'll contrast nicely with black.
Julian also says, watch your panel.
I'll do this.
GM says, the required lamps are bayonet cap, 15mm single contact, 15 watt, 240 volt. Put that lot in, and the result is a car indicator bulb, Egypts. Julian, TBG, it'll fly in a spin very fast and disappear up its own arse. Joe, it's the White Cypress Lakes Neighborhood Association, and then I always add Why does it have to white? Why does it have to be white? Joe says, that's a big one, John. That's what she said. TVG Blue Meanie equals Julian. No, he's the flying meanie. Bob says, oven lamps, fridge illumination, or microwave lights are other uses, but most of those are double contact. Yeah,
There we go.
John, that looks like something out of the Thunderbirds Go build.
Yeah. So that's a blue meanie.
There we go.
So, yeah. So Holden dealer team, blue meanie, 40th anniversary. It's a spicy passenger car. What's it got in it? This one's 4 point. I think 4.3 litre V8. I can't tell. Not a Holden guy myself.
Yeah, see, that would just be no point in having that in the UK. Jim says, John, that looks like something out of Thunderbirds Go build. Yeah.
Yeah.
Julie says, oi, TBG, I am not blue. No, he's red because he's a heathen. You all right, wait, Rose?
Yeah, I was just I got diverted for a little while by delivery of something. Maybe I'll show you what it is. It's the frame for this.
Oh, wow.
What are we looking
So
at?
I used to go to the United States quite a lot for work, and I started collecting state quarters, and this is all of them. So there's 50 state quarters. There's 2 mints. There's the Denver and Philadelphia mint. So there's for each mint, and at the bottom are the 5 quarters that never had mint or whatever on them. And I've had this for a long time. We actually just got a frame for it today. Now I collected all but about 20 of them when I was traveling. I went to visit Maria's friend Brian in 2017 to see the eclipse. We went to Kansas City, where coincidentally that's where the eclipse path was as well. So we had a great time. But we took over some cash and said to his kids, look, I'll give a $1 bill for every one of these state quarters that's missing that you can find for a bounty of $1. I mean, they were like 12 and 9 years old, so like $1 bill for each of these was quite a deal. So I thought it's like sort for a change. No, well they got father to go down to the bank with like $50. Go to the counter and say, I want $50 of quarters, please. Open up all of the rolls, go through them, and go, they can have those back now. Yes, go and take them back and do it again. Anyway, so we went over there and we had an evening, which was just such fun. Oh my God, I've got this one. And I took that with me, and we put there was one missing. One of 100, still not there. Arizona, Denver mint coin, and thought, that's terrible. But you know what? I just gave them all the money. Just say, look, we're brilliant kids. That's yours. That's fine. Okay. And then about 6 weeks after we got home, there was a letter through the post, and they'd been through their grandfather's quarter jar and found that one and sent it over. So I completed it. It's a really nice connection with them and their sadly late father. He died of cancer a few years later. So it's kind of really nice now that we've got this. So it's going to be now. As soon as you go through the door, you're going to see this state quarter collection as like a talking piece and all that. But anyway, got a frame for it today, and it's looking awesome, I have to say.
So, what are the 5 states that didn't mint? It looked to me like Florida, Texas, Minnesota.
No, they've all got them. There's two coins per state, and at least 5 a year for 10 years. Okay, so it's quite a big collection thing. All of these ones as well have been in circulation, so that's pretty cool. It's just that they had the Denver mint and the Philadelphia mint to make the things, and then they also released them in order of the accession to the Union. So the last two are Hawaii and Alaska. But yes, so each quarter got a little design based on the state. So I don't know, Georgia's got a peach on it, for example. Indianapolis has got the 500 race car, things like that. And there are some quarters, just a couple of quarters that have with the head on it, because that's where you get the P and the D stamped to say Philadelphia or Denver. And there are 3 years that they didn't do that, and I've got those 3 coins as well. So that's just a nice collection, really. With some really good memories attached to it. That's really exciting.
Looks impressive.
So I now got to hang the damn thing. That's going to be fun. Because it's quite heavy. But hey, monetary. So I had to crush off and do that.
It's all right. Jim says, Bobby, still LEDs be better. Jim says, be back in a bit, Kara here. No problems.
Sure.
Bob, Timmer, I have 3 RC helicopters, well, 2, and 1 that looks like a dead crane fly.
Yeah.
Bob, GM, even the LEDs, I found a double contact. Grrr. Paul says, just remember, if you build a Sea King, make sure the interior is oil stained. As a crew chief told me, if there's no leaks, there is no oil left. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a caribou. Yeah, you only worry when it's not leaking oil.
Yep.
It used to be fun riding around in Sea Kings.
Not done that.
Jim, did the Australians use them?
Sure did. We lost one just over, was it 21 years ago?
Bloody hell.
Sharko 2, during the, remember the Bandarache tsunami in 2004? Yeah. Yeah. We had Sharko 2 was one of the Sea Kings on, which one was it? HMAS Sydney? I can't remember. Anyway, you know those butane sort of
gas cylinders.
Yeah, little sort of like dome-shaped cylinders. I have one here, but you know those things. Somebody had them in his bags, but he didn't declare it, and they sort of blew up, and everyone died in the inferno after a crash.
Oh, bloody hell. That's no good.
Yeah, no, it's no good. It was a terrible loss of life for doing a peacekeeping operation, but a humanitarian operation, as Australians tend to do.
Yeah. Jim says, Timmy, a good selection of SMS acrylic lacquer paints from the M4H arrived here. 4 of the paints I won't use, but I think would suit your Warhammer models. Interested?
Yeah, man, I'll send you a line about that. Because I think SMS is probably the main one that I'm looking at, given everyone that I know that has tried it gives it rave reviews.
It's sort of the main one in Australia, isn't it? The hobby.
Yeah, it's I can't think of. From what I understand, I'm not sure of the status with Outlaw Paints. I think they've changed their name and sold the business and whatnot. So SMS, the one that I know of, the local manufacturer. There may be others. Oh, there are others.
Just not as big.
No, in fact, I'll get the name of it because they look interesting as well. Just give me a sec. I'll do a search.
Because I jumped on the SMS site yesterday, I think, and I was having a peruse. And I've got a much larger selection than I was anticipating. So, yeah.
Bob says, is Waitrose's new computer lagging, breaking up already?
I don't think so.
We were discussing Yeah, we were saying before the stream, weren't we, that it seemed like the internet was running a bit slow today.
So yeah, Benno model bits apparently. It's another Aussie one. So you know, 90s Ozcam. What have we got? Tan, olive drab, lusterless, and black. I don't know if they make any other colours apart from those three. But yeah, that's just a new startup, I think.
Joe says, catching up on all my missed videos while I was away. Plenty of time since wife in New Orleans attending her niece's baby shower. All crazy sisters, 5 of them, are in. Nothing but yelling, which is normal.
Huh.
It's just sisters being sisters, isn't it? Jim says, Bobby, it's Wait Roses that's breaking up. The computers are fine. Oh. Could be your internet then, Gary. Running a bit slow.
Let me check.
Stu says, hi all, Mr. Evans, is there a space for the new Greenland quarter? Emoji smile.
They did a later, but because they did the 50 states, they then did like overseas territories like American Samoa and things like that, but I didn't get into it. Internet is running at 355 megabits per second. Should be okay.
That should be fine. Yeah. David says, hi all, back now. Hello.
Hello.
GM says, David, OTV. And he also says, Timmy, the 4 colours are Tools Gold, Abyss Colour Shift, Glow in the Dark, and Pineapple.
Yeah, cool.
Sounds interesting, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, the glow in the dark pineapples would be making retrieval easier, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah.
And that that helicopter that I was looking at, and I said wrong. I said Cobra, and I think I said AH-17. It was AH-1 Zulu, so it's a Viper, but it's also called a Zulu Cobra because it's based on the whiskey Super Cobra.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I'm still baffled. I have no idea.
That's cool. Spinny stuff. It's a
yeah.
It's an attack helicopter with like a.
It's basically like a Temu Apache.
All right. So feed that one towards me again. It's a what Viper?
AH.
Yeah.
1Z Viper. But it's also called the Zulu Cobra.
Oh, I see. Oh, right. So yeah, it's basically. Oh yeah, it's a beefed up Cobra. Yeah.
Yeah.
Righto.
So it looks pretty cool.
Well, they've grown over the years, haven't they?
Yeah.
GM says, Timmy, Fool's Gold typo.
Right.
Nice.
Fool's Gold would be an interesting colour. Paul says, could I suggest a new group build, the new Airfix 148 English Electric Lightning, as I'm getting one soon? We could certainly consider it. Whilst something to bear in mind as well is we might not always get around to build straight away because these builds are planned months in advance.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. We'll see what.
Like the Austin Armour car build was planned 6 months ago. I actually made a schedule for like 6 months ahead because you can predict pretty much how long each build's going to take. So it's like we already know what's coming after the Austin and stuff like that. Junior says, back. Welcome back. And Paul says, sorry, Paul, already built it.
Yeah, I've built that as well. I'm looking back through photos to work out when it was.
So
probably further back than I thought.
We do like getting recommendations, but you just got to bear in mind that it's probably not going to be next build or whatever. It'll be something we'll add to the list for the future.
3 years ago already.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Just like that. Ooh, look at that.
that.
Lovely.
Yeah, come
Lovely.
up right.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very nice kit. I must just say, I loved every minute of it.
Paul says, I built Harry Houdini's. Is that the guy that accidentally took off, the engineer?
Actually, that sounds familiar. You might be right. I don't know.
Hey, go me.
Oh,
Paul says,
Paul says,
Julian. Oh, go on.
oh, sorry. Paul says, Julian, I'll send you a screenshot of the family tree for what I got. The Welsh side is so complicated.
Yeah, unfortunately, from what you were saying, your family has one of the most common surnames in Wales.
Yeah. It's like David the Bally's. It'd be impossible to find his detail was his family.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially when you consider in Welsh his name's David or David as well, which is a really common name in Wales.
Yeah.
June says, Paul, are you sorry you've already built it, or sorry that you built it?
Let's try this.
It's a good question. Think carefully how you answer it, because it could impact how others want to, whether others buy it and build it. Obviously, we don't want to discourage people from building things they like the look of. Because we ain't that kind of channel. And we don't disparage companies who make models. We might criticize a kit, but not an entire company.
No. Even Tamiya make poor kits.
Fairly interesting kits.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's try a little.
We're not into belittling companies. And we try not to whinge and complain. Just get on with it and make it work.
So yeah, David says, yes, and he had Jones to his name, and there's not much chance.
Exactly.
Paul Price says, no, it was a great kit, but Harry was selling it for $40, so I had to buy it. Yeah, for $40. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I've never understood why people sit there doing live streams or videos and just complaining about a model or about a manufacturer.
No.
Just get on with it. If there's bits that are slightly warped or some damage to it or something like that, just work around it. It's fine.
If it's a challenge, overcome the challenge. Accept the challenge.
Yeah. Well said, John. Stop being a whiny little bitch and just get on with it.
It's a lot easier to sling mud than it is to kind of be interesting for 2 hours. So.
Oh, that's true. I mean, look at us.
Yeah.
That's why I go about 10 minutes. I got to start talking trash.
Well, this is the closest I get to fishing.
What, for compliments? Paul says, or you guys could do a 172nd Warthog A10. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'll do an A10. Do the Tamiya one. It's a very cheap kit, from what I understand.
The noise they make. Ooh.
Yeah. Sounded just like it, Tim.
Yeah, no, I'd do a Warthog for sure.
TVG says, they can't open the bags. Yeah. It's the wrong type of plastic. I'm sorry, we shouldn't take the mick out of people. But if you're going to whine like a little bitch, then, Paul says, question, why is the bourbon always gone? Because I pour it down the sink and have proper whiskey.
Sacrilege.
I've only tried Jack Daniels once, so I was just like, eh. Well, I think that could have been because I was like 18, 17 at the time. I just know it's not Penderyn and it's not single malt whiskey.
Yeah. So that's disappeared from the shelves at Dan Murphy's.
Has it?
Don't know why. Yeah.
When you come over to Telford, you have to get a bottle.
Yeah, really should. I don't know why. I mean, the last 2 times I went into Scotland, came back with really no whiskey. What the hell was I thinking?
Well, Penderyn's Welsh whiskey.
Oh,
So you'd be able to get it around Telford.
Yeah. If I ever go to the Lagavulin distillery or something, you're gonna have to wheel me out of there.
You ever watch the TV show Still Game, Tim?
No.
They go on a distillery tour, and they go on the tour and they let them have a shot of whiskey, and they're like, "Oh, it's really nice." And then they go out, they're like, "Oh, is that the end of the tour? Is that it?" And they're like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Oh," and then they see the next tour going past behind them, so they join on the back of that and just keep going round, getting more and more drunk through the day, and they end up nicking like this priceless bottle. And just drinking it in the corner.
At the Jack Daniels distillery, the tour guide said, "You know why the Jack Daniels bottles are square? So it doesn't get stuck under your accelerator pedal."
That's probably true. Jeff says, I work with a guy whose name is David Jones. He got angry saying it was too common a name in Australia. He was from the East London originally and was not happy with the number of guys with the same name. Yeah.
So,
in Wales, David and Jones are two of the most common names you could have.
And in Australia, David Jones is one of the large department stores we have. It's a high end, like Waitrose.
Ah.
Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, you. Waitrose, what are you doing sacking your staff for protecting your stock? I want to know what's going
on.
Have you not seen that in the news?
What?
A member of staff in a Waitrose store stopped a shoplifter and stopped him from nicking some stock out the shop. So they sacked him. For stopping the
You do realise it's a nickname you've given me. It's not actually my name. I'm not part of the Waitrose. I'm not the East part of the Waitrose family.
Don't lie.
Of course, that is what you would say if you were part of the Waitrose family.
Yeah,
and you were trying to throw us off your scent.
Yeah, because you didn't want to take the heat.
Yeah, it's like, no, I've never been to that island. Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Paul says, "Okay, define."
A nice place, I'm told.
Paul says, "Okay, define proper whiskey. Single malt whiskey." Yum 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 yum.
I'm not a snob. It's all good.
Yeah.
Julie says, "We don't disparage companies." Oh, that's right, we don't. I thought there was a Mr. Crap exemption. No, because I've never built one. Jim says, "Good morning, chaps. Just getting around. Feeling a bit out of sorts. Took a 20-mile bicycle ride yesterday. May have gone too far. You think?"
Well, he made it back.
Well, yeah. Paul says, "John, how is the M4H down under going?"
It's come together. What I do have is a stack of I'm waiting to hear back official correspondence from the Lifeline Centre in Maitland. I still haven't got a reply. I've had a verbal reply saying yes. But basically, I'm waiting for them to give us a go ahead. And and then that's it. Just get going. And Hobbyco said that they would spread the news and advertise when that starts up as well. So
Excellent.
I want to be careful with that because you can understand. I don't want to promise anything that I can't deliver. That is, full Australian coverage because it's such a big island.
Well, yeah, it's an entire continent, isn't it?
Yes, and I certainly don't have the funds to cater for the tens of thousands of veterans. But I want to see if we can coordinate it. I do have contacts in different clubs and all that sort of stuff like that. But I'm basically waiting for the go ahead to literally hit the go button.
Yeah. Nice.
I think I've mentioned. So the delivery for the donations from Icky, Sticky, and everybody else that was taking part in the 48 and 48, it's all here, all unopened, all ready to go. Oh, I keep on dropping those brushes, but yeah, lots of Icky, Sticky stuff. But that's all for the veterans. I don't even know what. Yeah, there we go. Micro brush applicators. There's lots of stuff. It's very generous.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, so I've never actually gone through it. Oh, yes.
File.
So, yes, none of this will be taken and used by me.
Excellent. On with the comments. Paul says, just remember my first leading hand at Hawker de Havilland was a Highlander. Glenfiddich's a nice whiskey. Although it's quite hard to get drunk on. So I was drinking it on the day of my sister's wedding, and I was drinking it from like dinner time until about 9 o'clock, and I was still pretty much sober. June says, proper whiskey, definition, Welsh. Dave says, Paul, Penderyn is a very nice whiskey. It is. You can get it from Tesco's. Asda, even. You can get one of them from Tesco's, but you can get the three of them there's 3 different ones you can get from Asda. Jim says, coffee is definitely required. Yes,
after that,
absolutely.
I'd imagine.
All
right.
Patrick says, I think modelling skills have disappeared with some people. If the parts don't click together, they don't know what to do. Yeah. This is the problem, isn't it?
Oh, it's not a problem. It's just, some people, I guess, aren't, they just want to, I don't know, get to painting maybe. Whereas, I must admit, I enjoy the build process more than do the painting.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah. June says, could be worse, Mikey. Even Evans or William Williams. Or Evan Evans. Yeah. Or William Williams.
Evan Evans.
Yeah.
There was a NASCAR driver, I think, named Evan Evans. Back in the day. I remember Hoss saying that at one point, and he's sort of an aficionado on NASCAR.
Bob says, is Jones a Welsh name? I thought there was no J in the Welsh alphabet. Correct.
Okay, so explain that one to me. How would you spell it in Welsh?
I will explain in a minute because Julian's explained it. I'll just let me get to his comment.
Right.
TVG says, could be worse. Waitrose could be called Ocado. Jim says, the film Zulu featured a scene where some of the troops called each other by numbers because so many were named George. It wasn't because they were named George, it's because they were all named Jones.
Right.
Jones 241 and things like that. Julian says, Bob, Jones with an I at the beginning instead of a J, originally. English corrupted it to Jones as they couldn't say it after Edward I invaded.
Oh, okay.
Jones. Paul says, Icky Sticky products, great stuff.
Yeah.
See, we don't get Icky Sticky over here. I don't think. Well, not much, but anyway. June says, Jim, they did that often in Welsh regiments. Stand still, Jones 4567. Yes. They had to do it in our unit. because we had a few Joneses. We had what was his name? Jones, obviously, but
Well played.
Arnie. There's two brothers called Arnie and Martin, and they're both surnamed Jones, obviously. So, but they were both the same rank as well. So they couldn't say Corporal Jones or Corporal Jones. So there's Corporal Jones, who was Martin, and there was Arnie, who was his brother. Even the Sergeant Major shouted Arnie. When he retired, he had the same beret for like 30 odd years. So the Sergeant Major tasked us with stealing his beret at the beginning of an exercise. And then on the last day of the exercise, after he'd spent all weekend stressing about the fact he'd lost his favourite beret, the Sergeant Major lined us all up in the middle of the training area and then pulled out a beret and said, we found this on the training area. And as punishment for losing the beret, we're going to make sure this gentleman cannot ever lose it again. So he placed it on the ground and placed explosives underneath it and blew the beret up in the air. Whee! And his jaw just dropped because the one thing he wanted to keep was his beret. It was only when we got back to the unit at the end of the weekend that Sergeant Major actually gave him his real beret back. He just wanted to wind him up on his last weekend. Paul says, we'll have a look for it. Yeah, I'll write it in the chat so that you know how to spell
it. Jones.
No. Papa Echo November, Delta Echo Romeo Yankee November.
Okay. Now.
Paul says, I'm having a very nice ice cold bottle of Spitfire. I've tried Spitfire. I'm not overly keen on that. It's very, I don't know. It tastes a little bit too strong for me, I think.
Put the glue on the wrong place.
David says we're all immigrants.
So you don't like Kentish ale then?
Don't know. I've not tried Kentish ale.
Oh, you have. It's a Spitfire.
Yeah. There we go. TVG says there was a Welsh Five Nations rugby team in the 70s. They were a Jones. That wouldn't surprise me. Stu says, Julian, does that make you Julian? Yeah. Jim said there was a baseball named Billy Williams. However, his birth certificate stated his formal first name was Billy. Yeah. Could have been worse. Could have been major. Julian says
there's a basketball player in America called $1 million. $1 million, I think his name is.
Oh.
Yeah. $1 million is in one word, a million, and surname Bucks. So, whenever they commentate on that, he was on, I think, that late show, Jimmy Kimmel. And they were saying, do you regret your mother calling you that name? And he said, well, if she called me another name, I wouldn't be on your show. It's fair enough.
Julian says, no, it makes me Julian, Stu, as South Wales predominantly speaks English. Yeah, heathen bastards. I mean, yeah, South Walians, eh? Patrick says, have you tried the Icky Sticky Tweezers, John? Looking for a good set and wondering which ones to get.
I haven't tried them. As I mentioned, I'd rather not open them. I could open them, I guess, if they're not sealed. Let me see if. All right, let's have a look. Let's do a product review. Don't even know if there are some here.
Aha, don't see.
What I've found is they're very cheap. No, there aren't any. And so I've got the sanding pack and the painting pack. I don't have the tool pack. Somebody else won that. So no, I can't. But I did see him in Berg's Hobbies in Parramatta, and I was surprised how cheap they were. So I think I need some new tweezers, or I might. I think I'll hold off because of something happening with another company. But I'll. I don't know. I can't answer you. I haven't tried them myself. Can't be bad based on the rest of the gear.
And yeah, there you go. That's how you spell Penderyn whiskey. That's how you spell Penderyn anyway. Penderyn is what you want, Paul. Yes.
It is bloody beautiful, I must say. And there's different
Yes.
bottle
So you got,
labels, green one, a red one.
yeah,
Okay,
and a black one.
Okay.
The black one's really nice. The red one, that one's lovely, and the green one's like I can't remember what the green one. I think the red one's fruity, like a fruity one. The green one, I think, is like a floral type one or something. I can't remember. But it's the one I've not tried yet.
I've had an uncommanded ejection. What the hell?
Ooh.
Anyway, I'll deal with you
No.
later.
Don't worry, John. It happens to the best of us. TVG says, so you're not a woollyback, Julian? No, they live on the Wirral. They're English. Junior says, yeah, what Mikey said.
Beautiful world we live in.
Paul says, Sir Michael Caine from the film Zulu was a member of my regiment, 2nd Battalion, Royal Regiment of Fusiliers. There you go.
There you go.
Arthur Lowe was a officer in my regiment. Well, corps.
Who is Arthur Lowe?
Captain Mannering. He was a Remy officer. in real life.
From which show, Mannering?
Dad's Army.
Oh, okay.
Joe says, wait, why is the tipster so quiet? I think she needs a margarita machine.
I think, from memory, I think Jim told me once that he went to school with a margarita machine.
Quite possibly. He did go
She
to
was
the
very
world's
popular
biggest
with the
school.
boys.
Apparently, he went to school with a lot of people. It was the world's biggest school.
GM says the Korean alphabet only has 22 letters. It's a lot of double vowels that cause headaches. No F, R, Q, Z would annoy Dad with plank. Lol. Interesting. And it's only, I'm trying to remember, I think there's 15 letters in the Polynesian alphabet. So when you say aloha, you're using about a third of their entire alphabet.
Yeah.
Bruce says, I've always said South Welsh people are far more civilized. Oh, go on, come on. Let's have an argument then. We won't disparage model companies, but we will disparage half of your own country there. So why not?
I do find it funny when English people say, talk about Welsh language, say, well, why is there no vowels in it? Well, there is. There's more vowels in the Welsh language than there is in the English language. It's just a different language.
Yeah. You get that with different languages?
Yeah.
They sound different. They sound weird.
Yeah, and they're transcribed differently. Jim says, way back there was an NBA player named World Be Free. Interesting name.
Still trying to work out the best way to attack this. I think I'll put a smear of glue here now.
Julian says, indeed, Mikey, I avoid describing it as the heathen tongue. Oopsie. Julian, Gem, Welsh is the same. The double L letter is a linguistic landmine. It is for English people. Yeah, it is for English people. It's always fun watching them. Especially when they try and say the longest word in the Welsh language.
Fire, push, win, gill, go, get, swin, Robotland, Decilio, go, go, go.
Well done. You're better than the English. No offense, Gary.
Oh, plenty taken. Don't worry.
Jim says, I can't remember some real zingers for names in pro sports. Former NFL player named Fair Hooker, a pro wrestler named Gorilla Monson.
Oh,
Jim, Patrick did receive a very nice Icky Sticky Tweezers pack. Items in there not seen before.
holy crap. That slid straight in. What the hell? I wasn't expecting that.
That's what she said. Jim says, no, John, Margarita Machine turned me down. Oh, well, can't date.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, and glad to hear that in some way as well.
For your general health and well-being.
Yes.
Patrick says, thanks, Jim. They're only around $20, so might order some to try.
Yeah, they're surprisingly cheap, so get amongst it.
James says the real heathens are in the north. No, we still speak the mother tongue. Tiffany says, I'm here, Joe, just concentrating. Yeah. No. Where's that little monkey with the bloody symbols gone?
Oh, I didn't expect that to work. Yeah. So I'll just... Yeah, I'll let that sit. But, as I say, I'm still in two minds about whether to have them open or closed, but I'll have them open. I don't know.
Ooh, Gary put a new video up 6 hours ago.
Yes.
Did.
The ICM captured Dorne DO217M. Cool.
Indeed.
M. All right.
It's nice
So,
to see you putting content out again, buddy.
I'm doing my best.
It's
Doing some
appreciated.
airbrushing this afternoon for that very reason.
Nice. Julian says, Mikey, I like watching people try and say McCuntley, Slanvi, Vecan, and Ponticistle. Lol.
oh, well, unfortunately, you only heard him say it. We didn't see him say it. So, sorry to disappoint you there, Julian. But you've been here before.
Jim says, those damn North Welsh. Oh, sorry, Mikey.
Damn them all to hell.
To be fair, we don't really hate the South Wales people. We just hate the Senate, which is in South Wales. We just hate the politicians and things.
No politics.
No. With the South Wales people, it's more of a friendly rivalry. But with the Welsh Parliament, it is genuine hatred. I think. Seems to be anyway. Oops.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie is right. So I'll move on to... might as well go on to... Where will I flop? I'll probably go for wings. They've got to go on at some point.
Did you just say, where will I flop?
Which way will I flop? Yes. I think
Slightly to the right, normally. GM says, Koreans pronounce my name as Gelly. A as in E sound. R as L sound.
Kelly.
And no R. Y as an I or E. Yeah, Gelly. Joe says, okay, good tiff. As soon as I pay off the numerous new appliances I bought my new granddaughter in Texas, I'll look for a good price machine to send you in if air traffic is still available.
Wow.
Julian says, "Nah, it's Mikey reading Nodge. It's only the non-Welsh I enjoy watching make a Horlicks of it." Yeah. So let's go back to that one and see if who can say them.
No, let's not. Moving on.
I want to hear Tim try.
Nah.
What comes left? You just can't
Your
remember
what's left? Yeah.
the comes left. Llanfair Berchan.
Yeah. Nah, see, I've got the luxury of going through life without needing to sound like I've got a mouthful of marbles. So
Oh, yeah. So I was speaking to the better looking Marley yesterday afternoon, and halfway through the conversation, I started munging down on a Darrell E. What do you call it? Rocky Road block with speckled eggs in it, and I had a mouthful of that. So apart from the wails of delight in the mouthful and trying to get through the marshmallow and then getting the coconut drying out the mouth and all that sort of stuff. He thought I was. He's probably very glad I didn't have a camera on.
Tiff says, "I'm good, Joe." Yeah. We've got 27 people watching and 17 likes at the minute. Ian. June says, "PMSL, let's not and nah." Cool. Jem, Julian, just reading those names is a Horlicks moment, moving right along here. They're not that bad.
I can say it. Horlicks. There you go.
Yeah.
Done.
I can say it. Following Ghost says, "Morning, everyone." Good morning, Ghost.
Hoi hoi.
Let's go for that one first.
Ooh, tad misaligned. Let's try.
How's this for an exhaust system, John?
Oh. Okay. Wow.
Interesting, isn't it?
Bit complicated.
Julian says, "Longest place in the world." Suspects Mike will skip this one. You're right. I'd have to break it down into syllables. Jem says, "They still make Horlicks then. Not tasted that in decades." Yeah, they still make Horlicks. Paul says, "Horlicks is a nice drink." It is.
Especially with a rum in it.
A spicy Horlicks.
There's some army making a lot of noise over there in his helicopter. Go away.
It is London, dude.
Not the normal haunt of an attack helicopter, I'm glad to say. Take it elsewhere.
It's probably your mayor. He's decided that an armoured Land Rover just isn't good enough for him anymore.
It's taking a very, very strict approach to the congestion charge now there, you see. Flying Apache attack helicopters to deliver notice.
Can't get congestion charge if you're flying over it.
Yeah.
Do you have to pay the congestion charge where you are?
No. It's some way into London from where we are. We used to work in near Paddington. The journey in, you could take like one route in that took through literally 150 yards of congestion charge zone.
Wow.
Or you could take another route in around the back that added 10 minutes to it, not pay a penny. So I was often 10 minutes late.
I'm not surprised.
I am not paying to through my capital city. Not that little distance through my own city. Thank you very much.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's stupid.
See, I don't live there. I think it's fair enough. I'd like to see them brought in for, say, the middle of Melbourne, middle of Sydney and stuff, knowing that whichever government brings them in will be voted out the next election. But I think it's probably worth doing.
Well, that's the thing. It's not the government that's brought him in. It's the Mayor of London and TfL.
Mind you, like no, we don't have the population in Australia. It's growing, but yeah, driving through Sydney is fine. Driving through Melbourne is fine. Just you get used to the hook turns and everything's fine. Just fine.
Well, we have the congestion charge, and we also have an ultra low emission zone. So, if your vehicle's deemed to be a high emission vehicle, then you have to pay extra money as well.
Yeah.
And that the ULEZ zone starts pretty much by the M25. It's we're inside the ultra low emissions, not congestion charge yet. No doubt he'll extend it to Heathrow or something next. But hey,
yeah. Fortunately, it's not something that we have a problem with up here so far.
Well, yeah.
Well, Paul and I took a wrong turn. We didn't even know. We're in what was it? Cambridge?
Beirut?
No, I think.
Oh yeah, the
we
15-minute neighborhood things.
Oh, I don't know. We went down the street. Apparently, there's a sign or whatever. But yeah, we had I can't remember what it was, but I think it was about $120 fine for traveling. I think 300 meters or whatever that we didn't know about. So Paul wrote a letter to them. It just sort of said, yeah, like we had no idea. This is we're from Australia. We had no idea. Didn't see the sign, didn't recognise it or whatever. So I said, "Oh, you're foreign? Okay, that's more money because we need to convert it." And I just thought, what? It's an extra $20.
Well,
criminal bastards.
So remember, folks, when the end times come, drown your local bureaucrat.
Obviously, we do not condone
That
violence.
was for legal reasons, that was a joke.
Yes, and it was Timmy, the Australian guy's opinion. Because they have been going around locking up YouTubers lately.
Oh.
The last couple of days.
Well, I'll see what I can do then, because it won't affect me.
Yeah.
Like I keep saying, we're not that far behind the UK. We had our first person arrested for hate speech the other day.
Oh, yeah? Who was he having a go at? Which was the losing side in that?
Don't know.
In his rhetoric.
Don't know. Don't care. It was a
This is the weird thing, right?
Notion.
The police have been told by the government now they're not allowed to not allowed to arrest people for hate speech and things like that, or whatever now. But what they're doing instead is they're arresting people for criticizing government policy and things. Because that's not draconian at all.
We have a long tradition of free speech in the UK.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't criticize the government.
Who's been arrested for criticising the government?
There's a few YouTubers around Manchester that have been going around criticising government policy and how it's destroying Manchester and stuff. With certain demographics increasing in the area and stuff.
And under what, for what charge have they been arrested?
I have no idea.
There's no criminal offence relating to expressing an opinion about a government at all.
Yeah.
So unless they're doing it by implicating a racial content of it, then they can't be arrested. They can't be arrested.
Yeah. Yeah, we're saying that. Look at when COVID-19 was on at the beginning. They're arresting people for buying non-essential items in shops and things. in some places.
Well, that's because there's lockdowns and stuff like that. That's why they're arresting people, because they're supposed to be out buying stuff unless it was actually necessary. You know, whether or not it was right in terms
But that's
of
the thing. If you read the COVID Act, if you read the COVID Act, the only part that applied to the people, to general population, was if you are ill, you have to isolate for 2 weeks. There's no rules that said you can only buy essential items when you go shopping.
Right.
But that's what they were asking. That's what they were actually arresting people for sometimes.
Right.
That's why they ended up stopping the police from enforcing it. Because there's that one up in north of England where the police were using drones to catch people walking in the middle of nowhere on their own. When they lived in the countryside.
Yeah, we had cops patrolling and stuff. Like I lived on the Parramatta River, and like if you were walking along the Parramatta River, cops would be like, "Why are you out of your house?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the daft thing
Fun
we had
times.
in Wales was they said you're not allowed to go for walks in the countryside because it can risk spreading it. Right? You have to stay within a certain area, which is fine for people in South Wales who live in cities. We live in the countryside. So if we couldn't go out to the countryside, we couldn't go out other than our residential street, which means we were kept in a more confined space. So it was counterproductive. So luckily, the police sort of realised that there's no point enforcing it around here, so everyone just carried on as normal. And the police just stopped interfering. But anyway, let's get on with these comments, because we've got loads of them.
Right.
Paul says, Mr. Waitrose, what is Khan doing now? Paul says, John, as the owner of several large V8 powered cars, get stuff. Julie says, probably still expanding into space after the Klingon cruiser he was on blew up, Paul. Calm. Paul says, would get charged for riding a 16-year-old 125 motorbike in London. Or would he get charged for riding a 125? Good question. Gary, you'd be the best one to answer that.
Absolutely no idea. Depends on its emission profile, I guess, or what the authorities have on their records. As this is what the emissions of this age of this particular vehicle are. Then they might say, "Yeah, that's it. You pay the charge." But I don't know what they are because it changes all the time. Until recently. Yeah, when I had a 2CV, it didn't have a load of stuff attached to it because not because it's particularly good, but it's just such a tiny engine.
Yeah,
like 600cc engine that it just didn't make emissions because it didn't much of anything, including power.
I can't imagine you driving a Citroen 2CV.
I love my Citroen 2CV.
So you've just risen very sharply in my esteem, Gary. I think we'll be mates, you and I.
No, I took my 2CV to the Loire Valley, and around the Loire Valley, a lot of wine in it. I've driven down the Mulsanne Strait at Le Mans in my 2CV. Slowly, I'll grant you that I didn't bother the Porsche drive speed police down there.
It's taken you 2 years to realise that you want to be mates with Gary, John.
I don't want to be mates with him. I want to have his baby.
Oh, we're still at the fanboying stage then. That was an interesting stage. Joe says, can't wait for Timmy's live stream. Straight talk with Timmy. No singing allowed.
I was about to say, if you're riding a 125 through London, you get a fine. Yeah, certainly, like handing your man card. But then in the next couple of lines, I'm thinking, a 2CV, I love them. So I should shut up.
Love them. Brilliant cars.
Yeah, there's two types of people: those who love 2CVs and those who don't understand them.
Yep.
Hello, Paul.
Jim says, question, Weight Rose, any plans to buy the upcoming round 2 models kit of the Bluesmobile?
Yes, if I can get hold of one, I'm going to get it because I love the Bluesmobile. 1974 Dodge sedan with Illinois plates.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
BDR 529, if I'm remembering correctly. Love the Blues Brothers, dude. Just like the best film of all time. I love the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
We're on a mission from God.
Chris says, oh, okay. Like when I wanted all Philadelphia Eagle fans out of my neighborhood.
Yeah, well, no one's been surrounded by Eagles fans and had their property price increase in value.
Oh, good way of putting it, man.
D-A-G-F-E-S.
Joe
Out of my
says,
neighborhood.
Squirrel. I like the Eagles. They're a good band. Paul says, Tim, you walked along the Parramatta River?
Sorry, along. Walked along.
Yeah.
On the northern side of it.
The north
there's
side, yeah.
Pretty much
Germington.
like bike tracks and footpaths all the way along it, pretty much.
Yeah.
Not a bad spot. Big ass mosquitoes.
Yeah, the old Ermington Greys.
The Ermington Grey.
Jim says,
Yeah.
I look forward to your live stream, Tim. All complaints will be dealt with severely. I think you would do really well starting your own channel, like looking at the news or whatever, Tim, and just giving your opinions on it. I think it'd be hilarious.
It'd just be me fuming and calling people not nice words until I end up getting banned and have to stream on Rumble. Like I understand like what would happen.
Yeah.
I'm fully aware of the consequences of my actions.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm like someone that's lactose intolerant and yet will eat cheese. Like I'm aware of the consequences. I accept them.
For hilarity value. Paul says, would use a 2CV to hold the garage door open.
Gosh.
What colour was it, Gary?
Mine was white with a black roof.
Oh. Sploosh.
They did race Citroen 2CVs. They raced them in regular saloon cars, and they used to do 24-hour endurance race with them. There was a guy who ran a garage not far from where I used to live when I had the 2CV in home. The guy at the top of the hill, I needed something done, but took it up there. And it was Paddy Hopkirk, who used to be a really famous rally driver in the UK. And he now, well, at the time, not now, but some years ago, he used to do endurance race in 2CVs, in Citroen 2CVs. So it'd be a 24-hour race. I think they may have had to refuel at least once in that 24 hours. But see pictures of them like really leaning over through the corners and the wheels pointing in entirely the opposite direction to the direction of travel. Absolutely brilliant. And he loved them. Absolutely loved them. They're great. We could have them now.
Jim says, fix the lighter.
Yeah. Is this a new Bluesmobile or
GM, why are warning symbols suddenly appearing on my screen? Fanboy Club only. Paul says, I love them. Bonkers cars, but great fun.
Yeah.
Paul, I love them. I just read that one. Julian says, there are Philadelphia Eagles fans once, but they both moved to Chicago and now support the Bears.
Oh.
Burn.
Oh. The only thing worse than an Eagles fan that swaps teams. Ugh. God, I've been barracking for North Melbourne my entire life, and I would rather die than change football team. And North Melbourne has sucked almost my entire life.
Yes, I have. Go
Ugh.
Cats.
I tell you what, if they moved from Philly and started supporting the Bears,
The
like
Bears.
they've burnt every bridge. Like they're never going
bridge.
back to Philly.
Back.
Jim says, no Eagles fans in Chicago. The town isn't miserable enough for them.
Oh, there we go. I have wood. So the two interplane struts have arrived from Edward, so I can continue the Bristol fighter. Hooray!
Yeah.
I
Julie
have
says-
that. Look at that. That's glorious wood. Look at that. Have a close up of that. Oh, beautiful. There's my
Let's
wood
have a look
again.
at the base of your model, Tim, because that's looking really nice.
Oh, that's a segue.
That is looking
Yeah.
cool.
All I've done so far
Holy
is
crap.
start getting some brown on the wood beams and the weeds and things.
Hmm.
And then I've just slapped a little bit of starting color on the rat dude, and then I'm painting at the moment the liquid. So these glass vials that he's like scavenging are going to be full of kind of think wildfire, Game of Thrones, like a greenish, like bright sort of inner light kind of jar full of combustible liquid. So obviously things aren't going particularly well for the rats, and he's trying to scavenge what he's got and get out. And that's kind of the story I'm telling on the base of the model.
Cool.
Nice.
That emerald or whatever you want to call it on the rat's back, that looks bloody awesome.
Yeah.
I think you're working on right now.
Yeah, so this color is I've been getting right back into my turquoises and stuff recently, but this is Scurvy Green by Vallejo Game Color. And then I'll go up through Jade Green and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll start with this and then paint a white line and then do some highlights and stuff in there, and a couple of bubbles and things like that, and then put a reflection, and then it'll look like liquid inside a glass. Ta-da!
Julian's laughing at Jim. Joe says, yes, Eaglets fans suck. Julian says, looks great, Tim. Julian, a few eastern cities have well-earned reputations for rough fan bases. Philadelphia, Boston, New York, Cleveland, to name a few. Yeah, it sounds like football clubs in the UK in the 90s and the 80s. Paul says, a lad just tried to ride past me on an e-scooter. He is now on the floor.
Okay.
I remember when I was riding my motorbike one night back from work, and there's a lad on an e-scooter, and he was drunk, and he was in front of me, but he was swerving all over the lane, so I just stayed behind him. And then all of a sudden he swung across to the right over to the other side of the road, onto the footpath. So I thought, great, I can go. And as I accelerated past him, all I felt was something hit the side of me and then go over the back of the motorbike. So I slammed on. I was like, where the hell is he? And looked behind me. Next minute, I turned around and he stood right next to me. He went, are you all right, mate? And I went, am I all right? You've just been hit by a bloody third of a ton of machinery. He's like, oh, I'm fine. I'm all right. I'm just drunk. And I went, no, seriously, do you want me to call you an ambulance? You've just been run over. Are you okay? And he went, no, it's fine, mate. I'll sleep it off. I was like, are you sure? I said, you can have my details. And he's like, nah, it's all right, mate. It's my fault. And he just rode off on his scooter. I was like, well, that was weird.
Mikey said, my name is John Marley.
I live at 32 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Wallaby Way.
David in the Valley says, that's looking so good, Tim.
Thank you. Very kind.
Yeah. But sometimes I do think, I wonder what happened to that lad if he was all right.
Yeah. We're banning e-scooters and stuff in my state.
Well, they're not legal here. They're only legal on private land, but kids keep taking them onto public roads and things.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Grown-ups as well, too.
Yeah, so
doing it.
we've banned them for
Hmm.
under 16s because kids are the main problem.
Kids are always the problem.
Yeah, well, they're the main problem on them because they ride up on footpaths and stuff, and they're on these like unrestricted things that like don't even have pedals anymore. They're just electric dirt bikes.
Yeah,
and they're unlicensed, and they'll go from footpaths to roads and off again, and go in and out of traffic, and it's a real pain in the butt.
That's something that always makes me laugh because whenever the police put on Facebook, we're cracking down on kids using e-bikes or people using e-bikes in this area, and you get parents going, "Oh, just leave them alone. They're only riding bikes. We all rode bikes when we were kids." And then the police are like, "No, you do realize that unless it's just power assist, it's actually an electric motorbike. They're riding a motorbike without a license on a public road, and they're not even riding it safely."
Yeah, it's dumb. But our government up here in Queensland was elected on cracking down on youth crime, and introduced stuff like adult crime, adult time, and all that, and now getting rid of e-bikes and all that stuff. So by and large, people up here support it, and we just accept that there are people that whinge and stuff, and leave kids alone, and that those people are just deros themselves. Yeah. So no one really cares what they have to say.
Yeah. Well, the people that usually complain over here are the people that don't drive or anything, so they probably never read the highway code and things as well. Paul's laughing at me. Thank you. Yeah, that was a weird experience, that Jem says, I think Jim went out with Wallaby Way. Julian, driving once on a mobility scooter, careered around the corner on the road on the wrong bloody side. If Egypt didn't need it before, he bloody soon would have. I braked hard and missed him, by the way. The one I used to hate him, I don't know if you've had this where you are. You're coming down a slip road onto a motorway or whatever, and the car next to you that's on the motorway sees you, and then as they see you accelerate past them, they speed up. But then as you decelerate to get behind them, they slow down. So that they don't have to let you in.
Yeah, people are kind of dumb. Like when there's a merging lane, you have to move over. Like unless, sorry. Well, what am I saying? If there's two lanes here and then a merging slip lane, the person in this lane that has the merge coming into it has to move over if safe to do so.
Yeah.
And no one really does that. But
see, over here they don't have to move over, but they are supposed to maintain a constant speed, so that the traffic joining the main road can figure out where to move in.
You guys do suck at driving, I will say. Like driving around the UK for like a week and a half. Oh boy. Like for no reason, there's traffic jams like on a motorway and stuff. And this is after I got out of London and stuff. But you keep expecting to see some flaming wreck on the side of the road, and it's like, no, it was just there was a merge at some point, and just everyone starts accordioning and not remembering how to drive. It was blowing my mind.
Well, I've noticed that when we go over the border into England, the driving standards are a lot worse. Especially with indicators and things like that. And people are a lot less patient.
Well, driving around Melbourne at Christmas time, I just came back from seeing my dad in hospital one day and then immediately fitted a dash cam because there's no way I trust the people around the northern suburbs of Melbourne. With traffic lights... well, basically, if there's no traffic, they'll just drive through a red light. They'll come to a stop, have a look around, and just drive through it. And it's you'd be on one commute and you'll see it say 5 times.
Yeah.
But it's insane. And there's certain races which I won't mention here.
Yeah. Joe says, coffee. Maybe it was the water. Made a new batch with filtered water. I better check to see if we are under a boil water emergency. Thought we had a well.
Well. Holes in the
Joe
ground.
says, coffee tastes great now. Better cancel my Scamazon order. Yeah.
Good.
Might be a dumb question, but what kind of coffee machine are you using? Like, is it something that you need to do maintenance and remove scale and all that stuff on?
Possibly. I suppose it depends if he's in a hard water area as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because we're in a hard water area, which can be a bit of a pain sometimes.
Well, I had a mate that had he went to the effort of buying a barista machine. I went over and he made coffee and it was terrible.
Yeah?
And I was like, when'd you last descale your machine? And he's like,
Descale, what's
what?
that?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh boy. I was like, you dropped like $2,500 on a coffee machine, dude, and you're not doing the maintenance on it.
Yeah. No, it's a thing. It is funny though. You go to certain cafes and stuff, get a coffee. I went to a shopping center, Westfield earlier today, and some of them, I don't know if they're trained or not, but you just think, oh my god, you're terrible at making coffee, and that's their one job. It's either too hot, too cold. You know what I mean? It's not hard to get it right because they get supplied those temperature probes they stick in. It's got between say 60, 70 degrees, but if they use that once in a while and just did a check, because the good ones, of course, they have their hand on it, they can feel what temperature they're used to it. But the young, some of them just go, oh, clearly they're not trained.
David says,
old enough to drink coffee. Yeah,
they're like that until they get hit by one, though. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Joe says, well, Tim, those people, they drive on the wrong side of the road.
Ooh. He's having a go at you, Mikey.
Yeah. Imagine that's why I was having trouble in traffic. I was just screaming up on oncoming traffic.
I'll take no lectures on driving from a race of people who can't even drive manual cars.
So there's a channel on YouTube. There's one, Idiot Drivers UK and all that sort of stuff. On YouTube, there's one, I think it's Dashcams Australia. Anyway, on that, it's amazing how many times people are literally just driving on the wrong side of the road. Like it's like they came here from a different country like 20 minutes ago or however long, and just paying no attention, just oblivious.
The one that we have quite a lot over here is when Americans come over, driving the wrong way around the roundabouts.
Oh well, that would happen, yeah.
When everyone else is going in the same direction. Jim says, Santa Claus was booed loudly by Eagles fans during a halftime show. Cleveland Browns fans would throw dog biscuits at opposing players from a section of seats known as the dog pound. Okay. Some of the British football chants are quite funny. Jim says, electric stand on scooters in Seoul are in plague proportions. The death rate is very high. Powered couriers scooters are insanely dangerous. Yes, they are. Dangerous for both riders and pedestrians.
Yeah. Mum had a friend who wouldn't pronounce it pedestrians. She'd say pedestrians. So eventually, after a couple of years, Mum said, why do you call them pedestrians? And she said, oh, I can't say that other word since I killed one.
Gene says, what was a pain in the was name when trying to join a motorway off the slip road when they were already queuing on the motorway? What was? Yeah. Paul says, to pass an MOT on a motorbike, you need 1 millimeter tread minimum and you don't need mirrors. No. Correct. Paul says, I just read that one. Joe, no, a plain Mr. Coffee machine. I wash filter daily.
Yeah, weird. How odd.
Yeah, it just could be a bit of contamination in the water or something.
Don't know. It's just not worth our time and effort to go over and have a look. Joe, I'm
Joe
sorry.
said his wife's away. Maybe he's thrown her in the well.
Looks like there's a dead possum in the water tank.
Mm.
You know what it is? The wife's away and he's gotten used to the taste of rat poison. Why does my coffee taste terrible?
Why does it not have that slight chemically taste anymore?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Joe.
Julian says, my brother gave me one of those coffee machines that uses pods. The pods were bleeding expensive, though, so I went back to jars of instant. I've always used jars of instant. I've always preferred it. But I think it's because of what I grew up with. Joe says, Mikey, Americans do the same in America. DAs. Yeah, when my dad went over to America, he said one of the weird things that he noticed about American drivers is they have these massive freeways that are perfectly straight from mile upon mile, and yet they still end up crashing facing the wrong way. Just no other traffic, they just crash on a perfectly straight road.
Yeah, well, that's because you get people that are impatient and they start swerving, and then they inevitably hit someone in the back quarter panel and end up pit maneuvering them.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, oftentimes the person that dies is the person that did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
While the idiot somehow miraculously escapes unscathed.
Well, it's the same with speeding, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
The one that gets done for speeding is the new kid that's only just passed the test, not the person that's been doing it for years. It's bloody causes accident.
It always irks me that if you want to risk your life, take up heroin or something. Like, don't get on the road and destroy another family. People.
The views of Tim A are not necessarily the views of this station.
Yes. Joe says, bad water? We'll find out when I poop in my pants. Paul says, wish me luck. I'm waiting for a very angry son to come out of his school. Kids are always angry, but they always pass us. Julian says, the correct pronunciation of pedestrian is target. No, wait, that was the computer game, Carmageddon. Easy to confuse them.
Armageddon.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Jim says, when I visit you in Wales, you'll do the driving. First stop we'll make is a visit to South Wales and see Julian. That's a 4.5 hour drive each way, mate. You gotta go out of Wales into England, then drive south, and then drive back across Wales. June says, are we happy I'm not driving anymore? Well,
okay, but how far away is the English border to you?
12 miles.
Oh, diddums.
Yeah, but it's because there's no motorways in Wales. So to go from one end of the country to the other, the only way you can do it is even going down the motorway in England. It's still a 4.5 hour trip because then you have to go across. Otherwise, you got to go all down through the hills and things, through the mountains.
Jim says, if you don't want to drive, you can piss in your boots and swim.
I used to like riding my motorbike down through the mountains and everything. That was fun. Jim says, Jim, it would take the best part of a day to get here from where Mikey lives. Yeah, it's like that's why I've not been to Moles Heroes headquarters, because it would take about 5 hours to get there.
But it's a good day out. Because Wales is a land of outstanding natural beauty, and
yes,
I think you might actually enjoy the drive.
Yes, but M4H HQ is in England.
Yes, you're right. Okay.
Dave says it would be worth it.
Yeah, you'd enjoy the drive for 12 miles.
Oh yeah, the 12-mile drive's fine.
At the end of the trip, you'll have that 12 miles back.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind maybe saving up next year or something. Because Kay said to me this year, either I can save up for a computer or I can save up to go to Telford. So I've got to decide which one's more important. But next year, what I might do is save up and might go down the coast or something. Don't go camping anymore, but we could always go stop somewhere.
Yeah.
Paul says, "Gotta go, guys. Catch you tomorrow if there's a show. Tomorrow's Saturday, mate. There's never a show on a weekend. It's next week. We've got Monday and Friday because Tuesday and Thursday Kay's got appointments that I've got to take her to." Jim says, "That's okay, Julian. Mikey's going to do the driving. I'll keep him company with stories of my personal life." Joe says, 4 hours is nothing. I drove 12 hours a couple of days ago through Houston and even worse, Baton Rouge. It's nothing to you guys because you drive it all the time. But you got to remember, if we drive 5 hours, we're at the other end of a country. So pretty much everything we have is within. I very rarely have to drive more than 12 miles away. So I very rarely have to drive more than 25, 30 minutes to get anywhere. Because if I drive 30 minutes south, then I just end up in the middle of nowhere. So yeah. It's all right if you're used to it, but I'm not, because I haven't driven more than 15 miles. Well, except for when I went to Manchester. But other than that, I haven't driven much further than 20 miles, other than Telford and Manchester, in over 15 years, of nearly 15 years. Jim says, "Mikey, train your dragon to fly you places." That'd be a good idea. Junior says, "Just check. Mikey, to me, 4 hours, 4 minutes minimum. One way. That's without stoppages, roadworks, etc." Yeah. It's a nice idea. And it would be pretty awesome to meet Julian and David. Ooh. But it's a bit unfeasible unless I'm going down there for the weekend or something.
Bloody hell. Well, that's annoying.
Well, yeah, but...
So, no, I mean, all right, so after throwing these together,
yeah.
I'm looking at, in the very middle of that, there's numbers in there.
Oh.
Right. So I'm going, what the hell are they? Okay. C number underneath part 34, cement the younger number to part 36. What the bloody hell? Why, so why have it shown like that where you can't see which way around it is? It's a younger number to part 36. Well, I've got it wrong both times. No. That's just dumb. All right, I have to pull these apart again. Well done, Hasegawa.
GM says 4 hours could be in Perth in that time. Yeah. But the other thing you got to remember is if you're flying as well, 4 hours is the other end, pretty much the other end of the continent. So yeah, 4 hours is a long way.
All right.
I live on a small island, okay? It's like asking someone who's only used to walking half a mile to run a marathon. Jem says, no, Following Ghost says, "I've been known to drive 9 hours just to go surf fishing." Yeah, see, I wouldn't do that. David says, "Post just been 4 applied leaflets and 1 reform election propaganda. Oh well, recycle bin it is." Yeah. Joe says, "I will go with Jim just to see Julian water ski." And Joe says, "And in a cave." Yes. We're at the end of the show with 24 people watching, 21 likes. Awesome.
So, it's always at the end of the show where I put things backwards.
It is, isn't it? Or you do it at the beginning of the show and don't realise until the end. Because you're holding on to it the whole time.
It's really stupid.
We've got another Marley moment. We need to make like a little intro clip or something like that for Marley's moment, a Marley moment or something.
Oh, well.
Like a game show thing. Marley's moment.
Oh, and I just realised I have to take the top off the bottom of the the center section as well, because then the top will be reversed. Unbelievable. All right. Yeah.
Are you enjoying the kit so far, John?
No. No, I'll get it done.
Drawing mine.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
there we
looking
go.
nice.
There you go.
It looks like
It's getting there.
an extra fuselage underneath, doesn't it?
It is. It's cool though.
Yeah. It's looking
Okay.
good. And we know Tim's doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that.
Nice.
Nah, it's
Well
not going
done.
to show up.
Did
I'm
you
gonna
use primer and then red hull red, or did you just use red hull red primer?
It was black, wasn't it? Yeah, it was black, and then I did a zenithal with white ink, and then I went over with the hull red, and then started with a bit of a top-down spray, particularly on the stone, mixing in some sunny skin tone with the.
Yeah.
Sorry, I realize it's not in frame. Sunny skin tone with the whole red to get that kind of terracotta sort of look. But yeah, so
It's a good look.
yeah, it's all
Well
kind of
done,
coming
dude.
along.
Making me want to do one. Julian says, before we go, I drove a couple of times to Lincolnshire, the other side of the UK. Took well over 7 hours one way. Margate Airfix would be 5 hours. Sod that. Yeah. Julian says, Gary, you're a bit blurred. Focus is a bit variable. Yeah,
That's just
don't
me.
worry.
It's one of those
Julian-
days.
Go home, Julian. You're drunk.
It'd be funny now if he actually tried to figure out why he was in the wrong place or something. Julian says, great stream, guys. Thank you, Julian. Bob says, I used to drive to Doncaster to Holyhead to Exmouth and back each weekend for 9 months, over 1,000 miles per trip with a day at home in the middle. Yeah, see, that's just lunacy. Gino says, it looks very nice, Tim.
Thanks, Gino.
Julian says, I leave you with, how do I always mess it up with women? This is Alexa. I'm not going to say because I don't want to actually trigger someone's device. Unlike with Gary Morris, when I deliberately ask it to play really random songs at full volume, so they go because he's got speakers all through the house. Yeah, so that's it for today. We're back on Monday, 12 to 2 with the panel show. Yeah, bit of an odd week next week. Don't forget to let me know if the channel members, if you still want me to do the members live stream on Wednesday evening, or if you want to make it a normal live stream on Wednesday, so that everyone could join in to make up for the Tuesday and Thursday being off. Yeah, other than that, until then, Hulvar for now.
So yeah.